Okay, thank you. Which also means we're being recorded. But thank you, everybody. Manhattan Community Board full meeting. If you are in the room and you have your online for any reason, please mute your mics. All righty. This is Manhattan Community Board One's full board meeting for November. We're going to get started with our public sessions. So that would be great. This should be a fairly, I hate to say it, quick meeting. We're hopeful. So looking in the public session, I don't see anyone who has signed up to speak.
There was one person who called who wanted to speak.
Okay, fantastic.
Kira.
Akira Alexandra, are you in the room? Fantastic. So Akira, I would ask that you please log in for the permanent record for attendance. And we will request to unmute you.
Thank you.
And then people said children.
Here we go. Hello.
Go ahead, Alexandra.
Hi, Tammy. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
We can indeed.
Do you want, you have 2 minutes to speak. Do you
Okay.
wanna-
I am a Gateway resident for over 30 years. Background, commercial real estate development in the tri-state region. I have been on several meetings with the authority and engineers and so forth. And am curious as to full disclosure and transparency with drawings, not necessarily renderings of the plans here. I was recently advised by a neighbor that there are weekly meetings at BPC on Rector Street, River Terrace and Rector Place. And I was just wondering if there were any other places I could go for, just to look at drawings, not renderings of what they're
The
doing
owls just went
outside.
out. Unmute so we can tell her. Alexandra, the mic sec, and we'll have you start from the top again.
Okay.
Also say your full name, please.
Alexandra Akira.
Thank you.
Okay, let's try this again.
Start
So-
again. Okay. I'm a resident of Gateway Plaza for over 30 years. Part of my background is commercial real estate and development. I, was here from the very beginning along with a lot of other folks when they were first subdividing the 52 lots down here. And I have genuine concern, as I'm sure a lot of other people here, with regards to full disclosure and transparency with drawings of how exactly they're tackling this whole resiliency project. I haven't seen enough. I'm trying to figure out where to go so that I can look and see how they're basically safely handling this whole project. We've built communities. I built commercial office buildings of over 1 million square feet. I'm very concerned about the redistribution of weight. I'm worried about things imploding. I have not heard any conversations about any of this. I have a lot of technical questions to ask from an engineering standpoint, and I just keep getting a runaround. And I was hoping that maybe you might be able to help point me in the right direction.
Absolutely. You have 38 seconds left. I can answer your question now, or connect you? Which would you prefer?
I think if you can just connect me, that would be great. And Tammy, if we can maybe have a conversation offline as well, because I know this is going to take a lot longer and I don't want to occupy a lot of space tonight as it is my first meeting with you guys. But I might have some interesting insight and resources, and also had some ideas about potential displacement, as we were all here for 9/11, and I know we have a lot of the same concerns, but a lot of the conversations I keep hearing is about the pool and a sidewalk being closed. And I want to go a lot deeper in these conversations, and I just don't know where to go. So if you can help me out there, I'd appreciate it. Just not working. I can't hear anything. Oops.
We can't hear Tammy talking.
Can't hear anything, guys.
Now we can.
I can answer your question by having you email Zach. You can reach Zach at Zach, ZAC Bommer, BOMMER at cb.nyc.gov.
It's really good. They can't hear.
Thank you.
I unmuted myself over here.
Oh. Good job.
They're not on at all though. If you're with us online, just please stand by. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Peter, can you hear us? I'm gonna assume no, because he didn't join. On. Once they're in.
We can run. Yeah.
Technology. Sure can see each other. They're not perfectly aligned, Zach. Can you, who's got the longest arms? Bob, on that side, can you move that owl to this table?
Me?
You got long arms.
Yeah, it's not that.
Whatever you want.
No, okay, Brenda.
You know what?
Get out of the way. Hold it. You
grab
to where?
Just you unplug it.
It blow it. Switch it. Switch it like that.
Yeah.
That'll be okay. Mark your detail. Yeah, the drinks, the short name.
The drink shit, yeah.
It doesn't like that left. Left.
No.
Not a leg.
I'm sure you.
That she likes.
Do you want to do my check? It's gotta reboot and do all
We
that.
know she's not rebooted yet because the eyes aren't flashing at you.
Is it like a zoom in on?
There's that.
Yep,
That was it.
that's the owl.
Good. Dave.
They're thinking, okay, we got one camera up.
That was so.
All right. All right, hold on, guys. All right, I'm gonna need for the folks online to tell me if you can hear me. Peter, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear? Awesome.
All right, great.
Okay, so we're done with the first.
We're back. Okay, for Alexandra, if you heard or not, we will make sure that you have resources. Please email Zach Bomber. Again, his email is zacbommer@cb.nyc.gov. And we'll get you resources and information. Please note over the holidays, I would not expect anything before next week, but we will try. All righty?
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. I just sent an email.
Perfect. Thank you. And I apologize for, please make sure you signed in for attendance while you're here. Okay. Is there anybody else in the room? You're making me crazy. Sorry. Is there anybody else in the room who is here for public session? Hearing and seeing no one else, no hands raised online. We are closing the public session, opening the public hearing, which is proposed resiliency redesign of battery for historic Battery Park, which is as part of the Lower Manhattan Coastal Resiliency Plan. Is there anybody in the room who is here for the public hearing? Hearing and seeing no one, and no one online, I will now close said public hearing. Open and close. This is why people.
Yeah.
Well, you offered it.
We do. Alrighty, and with that note, we're gonna roll straight into the business session. Do I have a motion to adopt the October 2025 minutes?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. We're gonna do roll call because it's the first one.
Okay. Matt Arden. Oh, he's remote.
Yep. Good.
Okay, so that's a check.
Correct.
There you go, Bill. Like Megan Brown. Yep. Megan Brown Kennedy. Megan Brown Kennedy, Cameron,
Cameron, yes.
Derek Cassell,
Hell, yes.
Rosa Chang, Wendy Chapman. I don't see her.
She's online.
Daron Charcudian,
Charcuterie, yes.
Susan Cole,
Susan Cole, yes.
and Jess Coleman,
Not yet.
Richard Corman,
Yes.
Christine Dimick,
Here, Dimick here.
Eric Flores,
Yeah, Dimick, yeah.
Jason Friedman, yes, Mitchell Croman, not here, okay, Jeff Galloway,
yes.
Paul Goldstein. On the line, no, not here.
No, he's there.
You gotta give him a second.
Speak up.
He's
Paul.
quicker than that.
You have to unmute.
He raised his hand.
Put a thumb up.
Okay. Where's Jill Goodkind? Okay. Is that you, Paul? No, Jill?
Hold on. Paul, you need to fix your audio because it has to be an audio vote.
I'll go back to him. I see
Yeah.
Mariama James, not here. Trisha Joyce, not here. Betty Kay online.
Okay, yes. Hernandez.
Oh, sorry. Vincent Hernandez.
Hernandez, yeah.
Yep, sorry, Vincent. Mariama, no. Trisha Joyce, no. Betty Kay, yes. I see Paul Goldstein.
You hear him?
Yes, Paul?
Okay, I vote yes.
Patrick Cannell, not here. Joel? Joseph? Not here. Is he online?
Joe Lerner.
Yeah.
Lerner, yes.
Elizabeth Lewinson? Cody Lyon?
Yes.
Tammy Meltzer?
Meltzer, yes.
Morton Minsley?
Inslee, yes.
Patricia Moore?
More, yes.
Ushma Pandya?
Nice.
Neda Pashakori?
Yes.
Desiree? Christina Robinson?
Robinson, yes.
So no Ushma?
I wish my.
Okay, great. So that was it. I mean.
No.
No, you have to answer.
Oh, I see. I got more.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it.
I'm not used to it. Okay. Gabriella Rossi, John Scott. I don't see John, Sean Scott.
Sean Scott, yes.
Garrett Shear. Okay, Sean Scott, Garrett here, Laura Starr, Jimmy Sung,
Gotta give people a chance to
I
say.
haven't seen Jimmy in a while.
Laura didn't say yes.
Yeah.
Jimmy Sung didn't say yes.
Keep going.
Gira Sung,
Yes.
Yeah.
Brendan Thompson,
Yes. Thompson, yes.
Robert Townley,
Abstain. I wasn't here.
Eric Yu,
Here, yes.
Andrew Zeltzer.
Yes.
Okay.
And you forgot Fran.
Francis Curtis.
Is here.
And do you approve the minutes?
Yes,
Okay.
now I approve of the minutes.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
Okay.
Good job.
And everybody thank our volunteer Jason.
Yeah, good job.
Alright. Okay, we're gonna move on to updates from elected officials. We'll start with Senator Kavanaugh's office.
Understand.
And Dan, welcome. Come sit where Zach is, because Zach's in the back of the
I
room.
don't have, my head's not on a swivel. Used to be much.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? Dan at Senator Kavanaugh's office. I'll keep it short so you guys can keep it going. Last night we went to the Canal Street redesign presentation, CV 1, 2, and 3. It was good to see a lot of you. I've heard from a lot of you about the project, and we'll keep up on what the feedback is. But thank you for helping put that together, Tammy. We did an insurance hearing last week about residential insurance, and we
So.
heard from dozens of experts representing various stakeholders, including state and city agencies, affordable housing providers, and property owners. And we're looking to publish a report by early next year with the information we gleaned from the investigation and from the hearing.
When you say last night, can you say the date?
So it was actually last week. It was. Yeah. And so we're looking into why residential insurance rates are skyrocketing.
We did.
So yeah, and I guess the last thing is we had our first meeting of the Battery Park City construction at construction
Working group.
working group. Yeah, it has a different name, but to address issues around the Northwest Battery Park City Coastal Resiliency Project construction. And I think that it went well, but we have a lot of work to do, certainly. So I'll leave it there for questions. There's a lot of hubbub.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Lot of hubbub. Any questions for Dan, for Senator Kavanaugh's office? Hearing, seeing none, we're gonna move on. Dan,
Thank
we'd
you,
love to connect you with the lovely lady who spoke up at the executive session.
Right,
Yep.
thanks.
Okay. So Assemblymember Glick, Tracy.
Is this the thing now? Like, we come to the table?
Well, because that's not there, come on over.
Get comfortable, but don't get too comfortable.
Hi, Tracy Jackson from Assemblymember Deborah Glick's office. Deborah was in Albany last week hosting a hearing on lead service line replacements. It's an interesting, the Federal Environmental Protection Agency estimates that there are approximately 500,000 lead contaminated water service lines in New York State. And we have until 2037 to replace them. So this was a hearing last week to assess the status, how much progress we're making. Unfortunately, we're not making a lot of progress. So this was a good time to assess and see what needs to happen. Assemblymember Glick will be fighting for more of the water infrastructure money in the budget next year, which will start negotiating in February. For some of that water infrastructure money to go specifically toward these lead pipe replacements. And then another priority for her is to make sure that we aren't replacing the lead pipes with plastic. So that was some of the.
What date, Beverly?
Yes, November 20th, last Thursday.
Thank you.
And then just one other thing I'll quickly note, locally, and we aren't sponsoring this, we just care about it. But the city's Department of Aging is hosting a World AIDS Day panel discussion on Monday morning at 11 o'clock, and it's here, sure, Monday, December 1st at 11 a.m. And it's sponsored by the Department of Aging because the discussion is about the AIDS generation now in older adulthood. And it's here locally at World Trade Center, which number 4? Sorry, 4 World Trade Center, in the Dumpson Conference Center, which some of you may know, the 43rd floor. That's all I have for now, unless there are any questions.
Richard?
Yeah, hi, Tracy, thanks. The lead service pipes, is there information about where they are, for example, where they are here in our district?
I'm sure there is, and we can get that to you. I know that, we found that we had this really great resource a few months ago that lets you look up by address what the pipes going into your buildings, whether they have lead or not. I know we put that in previous board reports, but we can circulate that again.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure that there was that kind of data for the whole state shared at the hearing last week. I can send that to you as well.
Sure.
So this is that.
All right, Jeff?
Can you say your full name?
Jeff Galloway, follow up to Richard's question. The lead pipes that you're referring to, are those that, you gave a mileage or the number of pipes?
Mhm.
Are those only pipes owned by utilities or municipalities, or does that number include piping within private buildings?
That's a good question, and I don't know, but I can find out. They're
Sort of
described
relating
as
in
service
terms of what,
lines.
yeah.
Right, and some of the discussion of the hearing was how municipalities are accessing funding. There was some federal funding allocated by the Biden administration to help support this project. So some of the discussion was how municipalities can get access to that funding. But I don't know the specific breakdown. I can find out if you're like.
Yes, please. Sarah?
State your full name, please.
Just understand the reason why Brendan's being so careful to have people state their full name is it's being transcribed. So when we're doing the minutes, it's significantly easier versus trying to guess.
Yes.
Sarah Cassell, you're next.
I think what we're, Jeff and I are both thinking about is Battery Park City, which is a quasi, is it part of the state or is it more of the city? So that's what we're curious, if that will show up.
Sure, I'll look into that and share that with, I'll send everything to the board.
Thank you.
Sure,
Thank you.
of course, yes.
Jared, next.
Just
Name?
Jared Shear, for the record. And just a practical comment, if anybody has concerns about lead infiltration in their own water, the city will send you on request a canister to send them a sample of your water to test it. For what?
For free.
DEP, yeah, DEC.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jared.
Thank
Is there
you.
anybody else?
Happy holidays.
Hearing and seeing none online. Thank you very much, Tracy. We'll move on. Assembly Member Paul's office, come on up and please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Regan Wallach. We were also in attendance at the Battery Park City Authority meeting on Friday, November 21st, I want to say. So I do have some notes on that. Aside from that, I don't have any updates from his office. If anybody has any questions, please let me know and I can pass it along to him.
Any questions for Assembly Member Lee? Assembly Member Paul. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead on myself. All right, Reagan, I'm hearing and seeing none.
This is
Alice.
representing Assembly Member
Hi,
Paul.
Alice.
Sorry,
Yes.
Alice Flank. Just a question, at some point we get an update on the north, it doesn't have to happen tonight, but at some point can we get an update on the north shore of Staten Island? I understand, I saw a report that came my way as to a lot of potential development, and though it's not in our community board, I think it certainly is relevant to our district, of course, follows our assembly members, so. Sooner than later, thanks very much.
Absolutely. I do know that he's going to be at the next meeting to update everybody on plans for the new year, so keep that in mind
At the next community board meeting?
at the next meeting.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. And Lucy and Zach, just make sure we know that. Alrighty, so Assemblymember Lee's office is next. Anybody from here?
Nobody?
That's what I
Good
thought.
evening. Good evening. This is Kimberly Bravo from the Office of Assemblymember Lee. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, so just 3 quick updates. First off, on Saturday the 15th, our office co-hosted the 7th annual LES Turkey Drive with Vision Urbana. We provided over 1,500 families with turkeys and chickens for Thanksgiving this year. Second, AM Lee's legislative mailers should have arrived at your households with additional translations available online. And lastly, AM Lee recently joined a letter with her colleagues calling for a timely agreement between the WNBA and its players. The league has seen phenomenal growth in recent years, but the women who drive that success still aren't being justly compensated. It's time their talent, dedication, and impact are valued and paid for what they're truly worth. That's all for tonight.
Fantastic. Does anybody have any questions for Assemblymember Lee's office?
Angela's gonna be in the WA.
Hearing and seeing none? Let's move on. Bob.
Who's, need to mute mine?
I just probably joke with Lerner that. One guess, am I right?
Lucy, can you mute the people, please?
I'm not cold on.
We can fix that. I'm not focused on it. All right, so let's move down the line. Max, I think, is here from Councilmember Marquez's office. One around now. Thank you.
Marquez office, budget update.
We're good.
Can we fix the deadline?
Tammy, I think maybe your microphone is on. Mine's not on.
I got it.
Okay, go for it.
Cool. Hi, everyone. Max Deutsch from Councilmember Christopher Marquez's office. So on the budget, we are still accepting ideas for participatory budgeting. That portal closes on the 28th, and our office will be accepting you. You can just email our office ideas into the end of next week. Yeah, that's coming up. So, if you have any ideas for the district, anything you want funded, put that through. If you or anyone you know is affected by SNAP cuts or is looking for food distribution, our office has put together a list of food pantries in the district and nearby the district for hot, fresh, frozen meals, halal and kosher meals, food delivery, soup kitchens, really everything. And so, again, we'd be happy to help you or anyone connect you with food distribution locally. And then on the legislative front, so on I think it was Friday the 14th. The City Council Committee on Health held a meeting to discuss Riders Law, which is the bill to ban horse carriages in Central Park. Councilmember Marte spoke in favor of the bill, calling out how the horse carriages as an industry is an outdated and inhumane practice that puts both the horses and the public at risk. Unfortunately, the committee voted against bringing the bill to a vote or giving the bill a hearing, but Councilmember Marte will remain a sponsor of this bill in the next session and continue to advocate on the issue. And moving forward, the council member has been meeting with animal rights advocates and his colleagues to bring these issues to the council next session and to create infrastructure within the council to address animal welfare issues. And then lastly, 2 community updates. So first, Councilmember Marte also joined elected officials and the community board and community members at the Battery Park City Authority, working group for the resiliency project in the Northwest Battery Park. And so, we're hopeful this will be just, the first step in a transparent process that, where community voices can be heard. And similarly, we have someone testify or speak, but anyone can reach out to our office with questions, concerns, thoughts on that. And lastly, last month, we were contacted by a bunch of constituents, including a CB1 member, about Charlie's Professional Shoe Repair, which is right around the corner. Carlos is the owner. He's been running there for 20 years out of a DCAS space, and DCAS was evicting him and gave him a 2-month notice because they wanted to find a higher renter who could pay more. But Councilmember Marte wrote a letter to the DCAS commissioner asking him to stop the eviction and to keep the small businesses in our district. And they listened. On Friday, we learned that they are, stopping the eviction. They're going to let Carlos stay in the store. So yeah, again, if you hear anything like that, please let us know, especially in, our city and state.
Good work.
Brendan.
Can you say what DCAS represents, what the acronym?
Oh, yeah, that's the Department of Contract and Administrative Services.
Thank you.
Citywide administration.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, any, Susan?
I just would like a little update on the Elizabeth Street Garden.
Yeah, sure. So if, for some context, there had been a lawsuit filed against the garden by developers of the previous project there last week, but as of a few hours ago, they have dropped the lawsuit and are working with the administration to put the Haven Green facility on a different city-owned site, Suffolk Street. And so, we're really hopeful that, that this can, that can work out. The council members have been meeting with the incoming administration and the current administration to both, secure the deal that was made earlier this year to bring the housing, to protect the garden, and to also now find a new location for Haven Green. So we're hopeful that, again, in the next few months, we can just, put it all behind,
And can you state the contact information
for
your office?
Oh, yeah. So you can email us at district1@council.nyc.gov. You can email me directly at mdeutsch@council.nyc.gov. And our office number is 212-587-3159.
I just want to remind everybody and the council member that there is a DCAS property in Tribeca that we asked for affordable housing on as well.
Oh, yes.
So, be happy to see that come. All right.
And just one thing, maybe, thanks for everything. Maybe in the January meeting, when post-holiday, if you could update us on all the bills that you're working on in particular. I know there's one that we've talked about in terms of the preservation of public space in light of demolition, prior to demolition. Thanks.
Okay, Sean from the Borough President's Office. Didn't know if you wanted to speak, Sean, but you're here, so.
Yes. Good evening, Chair Meltzer. Good evening, District Manager Balmer, and of course, everyone for CB1. I am filling in for Andrew Chang, who's on vacation. I'm Sean Brannon. I'm actually the community liaison for CB9 and 10. So I'm just going to bring a couple of things to you so I can be brief and let the meeting continue. First and foremost, we're happy to announce that the leadership training series is now on the Manhattan Borough President's YouTube channel. And that is, if you go to YouTube and type in Office of Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine, go to the video section, you will find all the videos. If for whatever reason you missed a video, feel free to go to the videos and rewatch them. They will be up until December 31st. So if you didn't participate when it was first run, please take advantage before the end of December, because after that, it is gone. Secondly, much like everyone else, our office kept watch during the federal shutdown. We're glad that it's over. We actually worked with the Food Bank of New York to make sure that we had a map finder for those who may have needed to find resources in terms of food and things of that nature, and that's been a great help. We also worked with federal workers with low and moderate income with our partnership through the Hebrew Free Loan Society to apply for no-cost interest-free loans up to $7,500, which was a great help to some families. Next up, due to the Borough President's advocacy, the EDC recently announced updated ferry routes, which will go into effect in December with additional plans to explore further service expansion in the future, including some on the Upper West Side. Next up, sidewalk sheds. On November 18th, the Department of Buildings released a series of new designs for sidewalk sheds that we hope and pray will dramatically improve our streetscape and reduce the number of sheds that are on our city streets. And, we released a report in 2024, Shed of Sheds, about, which pretty much laid out a series of policy proposals, reforms that led to the city council passing important reforms. And with that being said, I will conclude with that and just say, have a happy holiday, happy Thanksgiving. And if there's any questions, please refer those questions to my colleague, Andrew Chang, when he comes back off of vacation. Always a pleasure. I yield my time.
Thank you, Sean. Richard Corman has a question for you. You're not off that quick.
Yes, the channel.
Go for it.
The YouTube channel, could you specify that again? For the
Office
training session?
Yeah, if you go to Office of Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine, type that in YouTube, it'll bring you to the page, go to videos, and you'll see all of the video training, all the leadership training videos.
So I'm going to update for all board members to remember, we'll have Lucy or Zach will send out within the next week the form that we have, that you have to self-validate that you've taken the training. We want you to all take the required videos by the end of the year. No one wants to chase anybody for anything. We've chased for attendance, and I'm sorry to have to send notes, it's not personal. It's the same thing for, we want to be able to tell the borough president, the new borough president, that all of the training has been taken care of by the current board members at CB1. We'd like to be the only board, because we're the #1 board, that has nobody in delinquency, just saying. Brendan,
Do you know the amount of time that training takes?
not a lot.
You aware?
No, it
1 to
doesn't.
2 hours or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're, I mean,
Mine was an hour, whatever.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
yeah. Good thing while you're on, you know, you're on your Peloton. You go ahead.
Okay, so
State your name.
Christine Dimick, I have not taken the training.
I will help you find those videos if you need to.
Thank you.
No problem.
I got them the last time and then there were specific dates.
Yeah, you can do them online.
You
We'll
can.
help you get to online,
Appreciate you.
on
Thank you.
YouTube.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any other questions? Daron,
Aside from the ethics ones, what are they, how many?
there's COI,
Land use.
there's COI, there's land use, there's implicit bias. There's a list of what are required, yes, and we'll re-forward that email that was sent out with what is absolutely minimally required, okay?
But we did all that already.
Year.
You can yearly my mama.
Yearly. Okay, moving on, do we have, I think, Jasper's here from the mayor's office, I think we have somebody from the public advocate, and Peter from the district attorney.
You said you were.
Mayor.
Jasper, you talking? Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
State your full name.
Jasper Diaz with the Manhattan Borough Director for Manhattan South, Community Boards 1 through 6. I think most of you have my contact information, my phone number, email. I'll keep the updates very brief tonight. I believe at the meeting that BBC, did last week at the Surrogate Courthouse, there was an inquiry about FOIA requests, and I confirmed that DDC responded to that on October 2nd. Also, shared that information with the district manager, in case people didn't receive it. There was also a question about adaptive reuse, and DDC told me they're gonna address that issue at the upcoming meeting of the 9th of December. Two other things, I know that rats came up, so, and also illegal vending, outside City Hall Park. So I spoke with the First Precinct Community Affairs, and, you know, they told me this issue has been ongoing, but they did do, 2 sweeps, last week. Fortunately, I don't have the dates, because, left my report at home, by accident. But, so that's the progress on that. And then also the rat issue was also exacerbated by, the trash that's not collected. And so I spoke with the chief of staff who handles, Manhattan, Parks, that's Mr. Steve Simon. He told me that, Parks, personnel have been using the, forgot the name of the machine, but it basically fills the holes with carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
He did that in the last couple weeks or so.
Okay.
And that's all that I have for my end. Any questions?
So we have.
Any questions for Jasper at the mayor's office? Hearing and seeing none, thank you, Jasper.
Okay, thanks.
Public Advocate's office. Come on up close, and then Peter, you're gonna take us home as the last elected official. All right, welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ariel Edelman. I'm on the policy team for the Public Advocate. First, the Public Advocate is grateful to the over 2 million New Yorkers who made their voices heard at the polls on Election Day, setting a new direction for our city. Even as we face constant challenges and threats, many from our own federal government, he continues to find hope in the people of our city to fulfill his role and responsibility as the Public Advocate to hold the powerful to account. Our office has continued to support immigrant New Yorkers attending court proceedings and stand against the abuses of ICE, including by calling for accountability when federal agents break our laws while aiding Donald Trump's agenda. We'll continue to provide direct support and work to pass legislation strengthening protections for marginalized New Yorkers. We had several events this month. We had 2 events in our Criminal Law Talks Know Your Rights series, which facilitated conversations on how we can support justice-involved New Yorkers and their communities, uplift families, and educate New Yorkers on their rights. We also held an event at City Hall for Transgender Day of Remembrance, where we honored a number of trans activists and artists for their contributions to the city.
Do you have dates for these events?
Yes, the Criminal Law Talks Know Your Rights events were on November 11th and 17th. The Transgender Day of Remembrance commemoration event was on November 20th. You can find all of our upcoming events on our Eventbrite page, and which is nycpublicadvocate.eventbrite.com. We also released 2 reports this week. One on the city's compliance, or really non-compliance, with its contracting obligations to minority and women-owned business enterprises, as well as a report that we do every 2 years or so on the city's mental health emergency crisis response system. You can find those reports at advocate.nyc.gov in the reports section. There's a big button at the top. And as always, you can reach out to our office at gethelp@advocate.nyc.gov or calling 212-669-7250.
Christine.
Christine Dimick. So I also meant, this is a question also that, for Councilmember Marte, which I didn't bring up, but, I saw Councilmember Marte. And, I'm not sure if Public Advocate was there yesterday. There was a nice, raid, apparently on Canal Street again. And then I read something that, Attorney General James knew about these and didn't report. Right, and so I'm wondering if you could comment on that, or if that's.
I believe we're not aware, but I will definitely bring that back to our office.
What?
It was the police commissioner.
It was not.
It wasn't, I saw a report today that Attorney General James knew about it.
There was a report about Police Commissioner Tisch
Yes.
knowing about the previous ICE raid.
Okay.
And in order to maintain compliance with New York City's laws, she did not send NYPD officers, is my understanding.
Okay, I'll look it up and I'll send it to the office. I did read about it today, but, are we doing anything, or is it just kind of just happening and we're reacting?
I mean, I know that
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I believe that Attorney General Tisch is looking into what we can do. There's some talk at the state level of passing laws that make it easier to, go after folks who break New York laws in the process of these raids. I'm not personally aware of things at the city level, but I can definitely bring that back to our immigration folks and get back to you. I can even get your personal email if you would like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Tracy, please. Tracy from.
Tracy Jackson from Glick's office. Several elected officials have been meeting, Manhattan, I'm focused on Manhattan, but we've been meeting with the New York Immigration Coalition and with the Attorney General's office to get briefings on the Know Your Rights materials, but also to form some rapid response networks if people want to join them. So I don't think anybody's here. The incoming borough president, Manhattan Borough President Brad Homan Siegel, his office is coordinating a Manhattan signal for, right now, it's mostly elected staff that wants to opt in to staying in touch with each other if we are aware of ICE actions in our neighborhoods. And then they're planning to figure out how to engage community organizations and individuals who also want to do that. We've been getting advice from city council members from Los Angeles about how they've done some rapid response actions, and from Chicago as well.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hearing and seeing none, thank you very much. Ariel, Peter, take me home. You're the last elected.
Thank you, Tammy. Good evening, everybody. Peter Say from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Some updates. Our office is working with State Senator Brian Kavanaugh and State Assembly Member Michael Lasher on legislation to create new criminal penalties for the systematic harassment of rent-regulated tenants and penalize repeated recidivist harassment from landlords. This legislation would create a new Class D felony, aggravated harassment of rent-regulated tenants, to address the systematic harassment across multiple buildings and elevate the penalties for those previously convicted of harassment in the first degree. Speaking about this legislation, I also wanted to highlight that the Manhattan District Attorney has a housing and tenant protection unit specifically addressing constituents who have been harassed by their landlords or companies that own their buildings. If any members of the community board are aware of any neighbors or anything that are experiencing this problem, please pass our contact information on to them. I can put them directly in touch with this unit. Want to update a recent prosecution. Daniel Hayden was convicted. He was driving while intoxicated and crashed into a crowd of people celebrating the 4th of July, killing 4 people and injuring 7. He was convicted of 4 counts of murder in the 2nd degree, 1 count of aggravated vehicular homicide. He will be sentenced on December 3rd. Finally, we've announced our 2026 Youth Ambassador Program. This program is for high school students. It's not a summer internship. It's a program to provide students with an opportunity with an inside view of the criminal justice system, including learning about the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and its role in the criminal justice system. This is a paid opportunity. It pays $17 an hour. We have information on our website. I've sent it over to CB1. I've also hoped that Trish is your Youth and Education chairperson, right? Can share it with the high schools in the area. And the application period is from November 12th to December 12th. That's what I have. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Open for any questions.
Anybody have any questions for our district attorney's office? Hearing and seeing none, thank you very much, Peter. Let's walk into the district manager's report.
Okay.
He's got
He's so good at it. Let's move some stuff out of me. Okay, so, at the, Manhattan, Borough District Service Cabinet, DOT shared, that there's going to be some updates for open streets, and they'll be coming for 2026. So I just wanted to share that those will be coming. Expanded resources for schools, new concession seating guideline. How much do we know?
This is what we know.
Is it related to stuff that we're potentially voting on later? Do you know?
No, it's related to open streets.
Open street.
Yeah,
Sorry.
And please remember to say your name when you ask a
Thank you.
question. Thank you.
Assistant Secretary Brendan.
Is there a name every time, or is it smart enough to?
It is not smart.
Let's keep going, let's keep going.
I am Zach Balmer, and continuing this report, changes to open street operations for bus and truck routes, and a change for their application. I asked at this meeting if we could see the applications that these open street applicants put in. We've had some issues with a couple of them. They said they do not share those applications, but we can foil them. So I foiled them, and I will let you know what we get back from the foil.
Is there any enforcement of bus and truck routes?
When they come, and hopefully they will, we will ask.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Not as well, Richard.
Okay. Oh, Tracy Howard is here from our office. I don't want to
stand
forget to introduce you.
I'm interning with the Department of Aging.
Yes, Tracy has been with the office for, how long now? 9 months?
Yeah, I think I came
About
in
9
March,
months?
Yeah.
Yeah, doing 15 hours a week in the office has been a great help, and she's able to stay for full board this month to say hi to everybody, and it's a short week, so it's opportunity for her to come and pick up her hours that way. So thank you, Tracy. And,
If you
welcome
call the
aboard.
office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and somebody answers and you don't recognize, it's always been Tracy. For the last 9 months.
So that'll pick up the phone.
I said for somebody you don't recognize. Okay, keep going.
So I'm adding this to my report. This is the 311 tracker that our last fellow put together. It's not able to be online yet, but we have another fellow working on it. But I can pull these static reports and show you. We only have one license right now, so that's why I can't like make it public. But if anyone ever wants to come into the office and play with us and look at it, they're always welcome to. As you'll notice, there are over 1,700 complaints in the last 30 days. Top complaints are vending, illegal parking, noise, and a homeless person with needing assistance. So you can see that there, and that roughly tracks with how they are year over the year. And going into illegal parking, I saw this on the street. There was a car parked on Park Row blocking the bus traffic and had to get towed to let all of those buses move through. Because it was blocking, the buses couldn't actually get past. So NYPD had to tow them. Wow. But they only towed them like 15 feet and then left them. And the buses got past, but they didn't get any citation or anything, so.
Oh, come on.
That's
I
absurd.
reached out to our local person, so if they could give them some.
Okay.
Okay, earlier this week, the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce with their Retail Storefront Accelerator Program launched a new business in the Oculus. It's a good sport. It's a gym. And it's a little hard to find, but it's above the PATH train as you come down the stairs, and it's to the left. So if you want to support a local small business that went through this accelerator program, it was funded by Senator Gillibrand, actually. They're there, and they want to come to introduce themselves, I think, at the next school visit in the public session. Sticking on small businesses, SBS, Monday the 8th, has a flood kit for businesses in the town hall on low flooding. And it's a pretty valuable flood kit. So if you have a small business in the low-lying area, they give you a pump and some barriers and flood alarm. It's like $400 value, so it's a good thing for a small business who might be at risk of localized flooding.
Great advocacy, resiliency projects.
Yes.
Can you go back, is that, I just want to write that down, that's the giving out some pumps on December 8th at 6 o'clock?
Correct. It's at New York Law School, 185 West Broadway.
I'll put it in my yacht, but free some pump.
Okay, keep going.
Anyone get one? Like,
It's-
apartment buildings get it?
It's for small businesses, so if your apartment building is a small business.
Well, has a small business in.
What? Okay. Some pump, good, everybody should get it.
What date is it?
I'm serious.
Monday the 8th, 2 Mondays.
You try a little before.
We can send this out so people can share it with.
Yeah, that would be
Thank you,
great.
Dan, thank you.
Okay. Okay, some calendar changes for December. Battery Park City is going to be joint with EPC on the 15th. And executive is moved to the 17th and is gonna be on the same day as quality. Try to run those back to back. Hopefully small agendas, and the full board is on the 18th, which is a Thursday, the week before it usually is. To give everyone a break for the holiday.
Okay.
To the 18th?
It's
Correct.
moved to the 18th,
Thursday the 18th.
so Christmas week, nobody has to do community board stuff, otherwise it would have been December 23rd, and I don't see any heads in this room who would have said.
Yes, I won't be there.
Okay, everybody got that? All right. All right, one final thing. Oh. Ann Street. That is an American woodcock. He was on in the vestibule at 5 Ann Street.
Wow.
And thank you to Alice and Christine who are at the New York City Bird Alliance this month. I didn't actually know what to do, and I knew that this was odd, that this bird should not be there, but I didn't know what to do, so I reached out to the Bird Alliance, and they said, hey, put it in a paper bag and take it to the Wild Bird Fund
Town.
on Columbus
That's right.
and 87.
Right next to, Gail First office.
Next
you
to
heard
Gail
it?
Brewer, yeah.
So,
Have you heard how it's?
when Edge went with me, we paper bagged the bird, put him on the subway. And he was very quiet once he got in the bag and was a very good passenger on the subway, didn't violate any rules. And you're not supposed to feed them or give them water, you just leave them in the bag and bring them up. And the Wild Bird Fund is open 7 days a week, 9 to 7, and delivered the bird. And I gave them my email and they told me the bird is doing well, had a head injury, but it's recovering well with other American woodcocks around.
Finally, a happy story. Got you chicken.
A couch of woodcock.
Oh, and hopefully our woodcock will be doing this once again.
Very cute.
Boogie the bell.
That's
They
it.
do have to get the bell.
They have a very unique walk, yeah.
Okay. So, since we are going to the birds today, I have spent some time talking to my lovely neighbors, as you can tell. And remember last month I said, show me pumpkins? That was my pumpkin. Yes, that is our pumpkin for pumpkin.
Such a good.
And then being in the lovely Wagner Park before they closed, there was a moped delivery guy who delivered pizzas to people on the lawn. I thought that was just incredible. Next slide.
How do they know which one?
But I have no idea. It was crazy. All right, so this is where we've been. It's been a busy month. That's the opening of the rooftop at Wagner. Thank you for everybody who came. Thanks to Jeff and his significant other and Justine as well, and Assembly Member and Council Member Marte and Jessica Lappin. It was a big to-do. So the roof is open on Wagner.
I would.
Sorry. It was cold. It was lovely. The interesting thing about the photo that looks like Legos is it is Legos. So we were at the 9A working group meeting and it is part of a plan that they're gonna do for the public and the greater public. And it was really kind of cool. You got an intersection and they said, okay, the front row that they put out in Legos was demonstrative of what it is now. And if you had to change it, what would you like to do? So we put in 4 different proposals on what we wanted to do, and it could be like they had crazy everything and anything. They will do some kind of a modified that for a public engagement, which we thought was really cool, so I left it there. What else from that? It's been kind of a nicely paced month. Next slide.
Cold it was.
All right. We have a new, at the Battery Conservancy, a new president was elected, was hired rather. Paula Reichert, she is officially on board. For those who don't know, Wari Price is retiring. And her final farewell will be at the fundraiser that we do. So if you'd like to donate in Wari's honor, please feel free to do so. Hudson River Park Advisory Council, biggest thing that I learned was DEC has deemed that Hudson River is now swimmable. Now, what does that mean? We don't have actually any swimming locations, but there are events that people do swimming in the Hudson, and it's actually clean enough to do. If you're curious about going to the Hudson River Park Advisory Council, the next meeting is January 13th. Okay, Wagner Park lawn was closed for repairs, fully pulled up, and they are reopening it after they put new sod down. And for those who were wondering, it is because the dirt was too compacted to allow the sod and the stuff to grow, so we have new dirt and sod. There you go. Borough Board, we talked about potential trainings that community board members would like to see in 2026. I'd love to see, we did, if anybody remembers, when I first started, we had a training session on how to get along, how to respect each other, how to find consensus, how to, raise things. It's probably time to do that again. So we asked the borough president what resources, instead of spending community board resources, and some of the things that we'd like to see, especially with term limits, we'd really like to see more resolution training, teaching people how to write resolutions, how to work with community to get to consensus and things like that. I know that there are a lot of smart people in this room. Please send me ideas. We're gonna send them all in and be ready for the new borough board. All right? Downtown Alliance celebrated 30 years. Amazing. The biggest thing to learn beyond all the amazing work that they do is they have taken over 200 people off the street this year alone.
Wow.
In a year's time, they've done just incredible work. So that alone to me was something to be lauded. All right, land use and housing working group. For those of you who are in it, I'm hoping that you'll come back to us with some kind of an update in Q1, whatever it is. You'll let us know. Q1 is also when we want to do a New Year's get together. So if you want to be a part of that, talk to Pat. All right, and people who can create some surveys in the newsletter. Next slide. Oh, and thank you to Francis for taking photos in the neighborhood.
Thank you, Brent.
Francis. Okay, again, like Zach said, lots of moving dates. Take a look at December, take a look at January. Lucy has sent out both. Specifically in December 3rd, we're gonna be working on the Canal Street resolution. If you please take the time to look at all the resources, go to the committee. There's a lot of work that's been done. We had the joint meeting last night. We had an incredibly successful event. It was 90 seconds per speaker, and we had an hour and a half of public comment. So I'd call that crazy successful, and no tomatoes thrown.
I'm sure Betty's gonna plug this as well, but we weren't able to do business past month in transportation.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
All right.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Washington Street CAB meeting, which is the Community Advisory Board. The next one is December 10th. Exec again stayed on for same night as Q of L. I put BPCA art, it's a wrap because they're taking down all the art in Battery Park City. They'll store that off-site so the volleyball courts will be accessible next year. Work in progress. And then, has anybody noticed the top of this building in multicolors?
Yes.
We don't like it?
It's awesome.
Yes,
Yesterday it was
They
pink
do
and
a great
green.
job.
I was a little curious if it was Easter.
Always
Next
go.
slide.
Probably for Wicked.
Oh, wicked. All right, so this is a happy Thanksgiving. The office is closed on Thursday. Please keep in mind, we'll be running reduced staff Wednesday, Friday, and Monday, so please be considerate. There are east to west to the middle. There are so many celebrations in our community. No one needs, the Rockefeller tree is one thing, it's lovely, but the first one we have is in the Seaport. The next one is on the same day, and it's at the New York Stock Exchange annual tree lighting and Battery Park City. You can actually make all three due to the timing. So if you love holiday season, please go 1, 2, and 3. December 2nd is at the Seaport. December 4th, 3:30 to 6:30 is over at the New York Stock Exchange. And then from 6 to usually around 8 is the one over in Battery Park City. So I hope to see you out and about in all of those places. And with that, I close my chair report, I believe.
Would you share that slide with us, that one slide of the celebrations?
Sure. Not a problem. I had to have my kid help me move the photos around to get them all looking, but yeah. All right.
I want to put it up on the film.
Sure. Motion to limit debate. Again, we went over this during, last committee with Patrick and with Eric, and we went over it at exec. I don't think we'll need it tonight, so let's move on.
Excellent.
First Precinct Community Council, we don't have one on Thanksgiving. And since the last Thursday is Christmas, it'll be now December 8th. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you go. If you have concerns in the neighborhood, you want to talk to NYPD, you've been filing 311 or calling 911, you're not seeing resolution, and you're in the First Precinct, please attend the meeting. That's how they hear directly from the public. I don't know when the 5th precinct is. If we can find that out, we may try and share that because we do have a area that is the 5th as well. Next slide. All right. We had the most amazing exec meeting. I want to thank everybody who came. We did 4 resolutions in an hour and a half and we were out the door. I got home and my family had no idea why I was home so early. Hilarious.
They said good.
All right, so we're gonna take these. If you were not here for the first vote, which I know we have 2 at least,
For that, we
maybe
have
3.
2, maybe more now. I didn't
Right.
see, who else did you see after?
So if you were not here for the first vote, I'm gonna ask you to raise your hand because we'll need to have you orally
We have
affirm.
those, Ushma, when we have,
Maybe.
Right. Okay, so we have those 2. So we start with them, one at a time? Okay.
I can't until somebody calls the question.
Call the question.
I have a question.
Okay, so Bob.
Yeah. Great resolution on this New York City legislation intro 14212025. Do we know who sponsored that garbage resolution?
Our former board chair.
Julie.
Okay.
Julie did.
Julie,
Taking 12 months.
Julie's, yeah.
Okay.
Or he's Bob, feel free to call her. He's on.
Call
Okay, first we're gonna start.
She must have a reason,
All right, do people feel we can take 1444, 1421, and 1446 all together?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Call the question, and we do that?
And the last one.
no, the last one I'm gonna do separate because
Okay.
one is all DOT and then we'll just do the last one. All
Okay,
right,
call the.
so these are 1444, 1421, 1446. Question's been called. We're gonna vote by affirmation. I need the first people who were not here for the first vote to stand, call your name and
Megan
vote.
Brown Kennedy.
They have to do it on record.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you. Who else was not here for the first vote?
Yes.
Okay.
On all 3?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Was anybody else not here for the first vote? Fantastic. So this is a vote by affirmation for everybody else. Are there any in opposition? Hearing and seeing none.
Sean Scott, no.
On all 3, Sean?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Keep in mind, if you're voting, your camera has to be on. All right, are there any abstentions? Okay, hearing no abstentions, are there any recusals? Okay, motion's passed. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Port Authority, proposed 2026 to 2035 capital plan for those who missed the meeting. We noticed there's not, there's barely any notations or dialogue about, anything for 5 World Trade, which we're desperately trying to get a little bit more on, which is the basic gist of this. And if we go on record now, hopefully the new administration can help us push along for the next, to get it out during this season. Any questions?
Call the question.
Second.
Called and seconded, vote by affirmation. Are there any in opposition? Hearing and seeing none, are there any abstentions? Hearing and seeing none, any recusals? Motion passes. Thank you. Next.
I just want to mention that this is public comment for their capital plan, so anybody can comment until December 15th.
And so if you are part of the housing task force, I highly encourage you to go comment. If you're a general board member, please go comment. We just want housing. All right, Darron,
Okay,
you're up.
Darron.
Oh.
That's a new thing.
Darren.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Darron Charkoudian, Chair, Street Fair Committee, and we had our last meeting of the year last week. And I'm gonna take this in reverse order, so one of the resolution. Update on the holiday market inquiry. There will be no holiday market this year. In our first meeting, probably March or April next year, we're gonna hopefully meet with the new borough commissioner, Joe Giovanni, our street fair promoter, and we're gonna start to get the ball rolling. There seems to be a lot of, hurdles, and we're not seeing a big gain anymore.
That's at which location, I'm sorry?
Pardon?
That's at which location that we don't have a holiday?
So, yeah, so the location would be the northwest corner of, the sidewalk of, City Hall Park, so like from, Chambers down to about Murray, about 3 blocks. So that's our targeted area right there. So conversations will continue next year with the new administration. The street fair revenue, for the year was, 24K, which is about the same as last year. And it's projected what we'll get, next year if we don't have the holiday market. And finally, on the resolution, just renewing Joe Giovanni, Mardi Gras Productions and our street fair promoter for 2026. You can see the dates. These could change slightly, but these are either approximate or exact dates of the events that Community Board One will be co-sponsor along with Mardi Gras Productions. That's going to bring in the 24K to the next year. So I'm happy to take any questions or comments. Yes.
Yes, Richard Corman, why no holiday market this year? What happened?
So I think it's just, I mean,
Whose decision?
Pick your cliche, red tape, hurdles, whatever you want. It's one organization saying no, and then we go to another one, and they seem, you know, it seems hopeful, and then something happens, and that's what it's just getting frustrating, right? This has been this way since post-COVID. We try to do this, and Bowling Green doesn't for it, and Oculus is too expensive, because the Port Authority wants their cut, right? So this is, it's, you know, we tried it once in, Liberty, there was one on Liberty, north side of Zuccotti Park in 2022. I don't know, you got the foot traffic, so they didn't come back. You know,
The vendors didn't want to come back.
So that's the issue here. Then, you know, they said, well, Darren, what's fingers? I think the projection was like 10,000 or 12,000 for a holiday, or something like that. So it's gonna be substantial in percentage terms. It'll be substantial increase in the 24K that we had. So we'll keep trying.
Good.
I know it says street fairs, but can these fairs be within the park?
Yeah.
Underneath the FDR? I'd like to know, is it?
It's all
can it only
about
be-
foot traffic, so you can't be underneath the FDR drive because there's not enough foot traffic. So if in a park is a different complete permit process than street fairs. It's a completely different agency, everything.
Bowling Green Park Plaza, that is.
Okay.
There, so.
Yeah.
It's not just, it's right, so. We need to change the name of it here, but yeah, it's not always just the street fairs, multi-block or single block, it can be in Bowling Green here, obviously the holiday fair holiday market would be different, it would be on the sidewalk, it wouldn't be in the street.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Is there a special note about July 4th, because it's usually on Fulton Street, but now it's going to be on Water Street?
Yes.
Because
It's the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and we don't know where the fireworks will be yet, but this is apparently an older location because Saturday, there'll be a lot of people presumably coming, maybe watch the fireworks just go downtown. So that is something to keep in mind, that we're going from Fulton Street down to Wall Street, so that's at 5 or 6 blocks. And apparently this was the predates meeting. I was the location for that July 4th event.
Thanks. Does the kind of street fair go on a pedestrian plaza? Or in an open street?
This is gonna be on the street.
No, I just meant generally speaking, is that part of?
I don't think it can.
So it can't go in pedestrian plaza, and it can't go in an open street.
It depends.
That's a close.
I think you'd have to check, yeah.
the open street.
The open street has partners and so you'd have to partner with those partners and they take a cut of the funds.
They
that
take
are
some of the
going
money,
to-
Okay, well,
Okay.
a little more clarity on that, okay.
Call the question?
Any other questions or comments before we?
Question was called.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
All, vote by affirmation. Are there any in opposition? Hearing and seeing none. Remember, if you're online, please turn your camera on to vote. And are there any abstentions? Any recusals? Motion passes. Thank you so much. All right, next.
I have 3, and we're gonna do them all separate, please.
Okay.
452 is really a name change. They've been in business. It's a no-brainer. It's fine. Oh, I'm Susan Cole.
For licensing.
Chair. Licensing, Chair of Licensing, sorry. Anyway, I think it's a very easy one, and we approved it. So somebody could call the question.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Vote by affirmation. Are there any,
No, wait, you go.
are there any in opposition? Are there any abstentions or recusals? Motion passes. Go ahead, Sue.
Okay, so the next one, 62 Thomas, is the former Buddha Bar. And there were lots of problems with that place and that space and all kinds of difficulties. It is a new group known as Erte that is taking it over. Voss, it's Voss Events, sorry. And they have been known all over the city. We have their background. They're up at the related job in the 30s. What's it called? Oh, I cannot think of the name.
Okay, Hudson Yards.
Hudson Yards. Thank you, Jason. And we had the resolution is pretty specific in terms of hours and workouts. It's 2 spaces, so everybody understands. And I think the resolution's clear enough. The first floor is, they're gonna have music. It's very light, no dancing or anything. It's a restaurant. Downstairs is more of an event space. And they had a thing called staff dancing, and Francis and I looked at one another. We didn't know what the hell they were talking about. But it's staff performing, and it's a performance space. So we were very specific in terms of hours and time, and it's a large venue. And Thomas is a small street, and it's always been a problem. And they promised they would have security. So our resolutions are pretty specific. But I gather that she's not here. Onej got an email with some conflict, or they're not sure about our resolution.
Right.
We're very clear about our resolution, and that's what we want. And I'm going to go back to well, never mind, I'll do it at the next one. And so it may be a place that we have to go to the liquor authority if they won't sign the stipulation.
Okay.
Okay?
That's a separate one, so we'll call the question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Questions?
State your name.
Alice Blank is asking if there are questions.
Eric, what are the specifics for the peak holiday season?
Well, we gave them, there is an 11 PM, if you see it, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 resolution down. We approved a 1:30 closing on Friday and Saturday during the peak holiday, which is like
Thanksgiving to Christmas.
Thanksgiving to Christmas.
Oh,
to New
New
Year.
Year, okay.
That's what it is. And maybe we should amend it and put that in there and say
Specific dates of
Thanksgiving
Yes.
to New Year's. Thanks, Eric.
Accepted.
We'll change that. And we gave them an 11 PM seating with instead of the applicants requested 2 AM.
Darren, do you have a question, Darren?
No, we got.
Okay, sorry.
Do we know what they're objecting to in the stipulations?
No, they all want later hours, and they're all, pardon me, they're all very slick. So, it's just, trying to do the best we can. They're stretching. They want more, they want 2 AM during the week, so, we make all these compromises, okay?
We get questions. Before, did this level of activity on the street happen before, or is this the first?
No, it's there were I was not familiar, some people maybe with the Buddha Bar, but it was a big to-do, and there were lots of traffic and smoking and parking.
So I remember there was a great deal of community
opposition, but nobody came to really oppose this. There was one person who came and
On that street, same.
in the building.
In the building right next to where the,
And so their concerns were
They were,
addressed.
yes, their concerns were addressed.
All right.
Call the question.
Anybody else?
Second.
Okay,
Okay, let's call it.
yeah.
Anybody have to recuse from this application? Anybody abstaining? Any
Sensitive things.
Okay.
abstain?
Get you on,
And
44.
all opposed? And I'm getting there. Anybody opposed? Okay,
Okay.
motion passes.
So the last one is 100 Broad Street, and it's a jazz club. You should know that, and, they first came to see us in, 2023. And, we had a whole to-do then about their, hours and whatever, and rooftop. And so, the commissioner, you should know, because we did have a meeting with the SLA commissioner. When they came up and they were concerned about their hours, she sent them back to us. She said, I don't want to be involved in this. You work it out with them. So that's why they came back, which is, I think, a testament to our committee and us as a community board, because we've been respectful and she was respectful. She wouldn't get, she wouldn't get blown away by the lawyers. If you pardon me, Jeff. Anyway, so we compromised whatever, and we changed some of the hours. There was some concern, and they decided that they will have nothing on the rooftop. That was a big, pardon me? They wanted 4 AM all the way. We didn't give it to them. We told them they could come back. We're always loath to give 4 AM without somebody having a proven track record. Although there's not, what?
They also said they were gonna enclose the rooftop.
Yeah, but then
Well,
they
that
just
was
pulled
after
it out. That was then, we were fighting back and forth. And they finally said, give us, the compromise was 3 AM indoors and no rooftop. And we thought that was great, because, so that's the resolution there. And there's one other thing they said, that there is adequate soundproofing inside, and they were going to monitor this, the parking and the security.
Yeah, please, and note that these are the owners of the Blue Note. So, they did, yeah, so in terms of.
Is this a new-
Yes, this is kind of.
We were very excited. No rooftop, Richard, but we were very excited.
Enhancement in terms of that. kind
And
of-
the area down there too.
In the community, so,
Yeah.
and
It'll be
what
good.
they were presenting in
We
terms
think.
of having new artists.
We hope.
Call the question.
Yeah, guys, try not to talk over each other.
So there's a second?
I had to.
Okay, let's vote.
Was it, who called and who seconded?
Call the question. Jason seconded.
Go for it.
It's so cold.
All right, any extensions? Any recusals? Any votes in opposition? Motion passes.
Thank you all.
No feedback.
Thank you.
Okay. Ready.
Dr. K.
I think so.
Okay, the committee did not meet, well, the committee met this month. However, we did not have a quorum, and so no business could be done. What was done was that the committee worked very hard for really almost 2 hours, putting together resolutions for these 3 items. And those are going to be posted, and hopefully we'll get to vote on all 3 of these resolutions in our December meeting on December 3rd. If you're going to attend, which is very welcome, and it'll be around the Canal Street talk anyway by DOT, please go and read these online in advance. Or watch the video of the meeting.
But what are we, these are reports, so we're,
just
the reports, are you saying that the reports?
Draft resolutions were created, draft resolutions were created for each of these 3 items. There was no quorum, there was no vote. We hope to vote on these things at our December meeting on December 3rd. So if you're going to come, please read these draft resolutions in advance. We tried to prepare everything so we could move as quickly as possible in December. Or you can watch the video.
Thanks, Betty. Just on number 2, I know that's something that really, we spoke about, really pertains greatly to some of the concerns of environmental protection, because it's all about grading the medians. I personally won't be able to go to the meeting, and I just want to be clear that could I have my notes or our committee's comments then read at that meeting if we can't attend? Remind me how that works.
So
Well,
just so everybody knows, everybody should come. All of the information is there. This intro for 1233 will be reviewed before, I would assume DOT, but Betty will determine the order, simply because in case they decide to green a median on Canal, this supports that. So they'll all kind of work in conjunction, and everything will be in the public folder for everybody to see. All the public feedback, all the comments, everything. So
you're saying you can't necessarily, someone doesn't have to necessarily read it, you just could write a comment in and that'll get us,
yeah.
Yeah.
got it.
Can't we write a comment and submit it for any of these
Correct.
meetings, no matter what?
Correct.
Okay, great.
This would be registered somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's registered. If you send it to the community board, that's the registered part, right?
That's right.
Good.
And then it goes into the public.
Call the question.
No, there's no questions, Jason.
There's no
Be
question.
quiet.
Let's do that. Just move on.
Hold your horse.
Okay, Betty, you're done.
No, Betty.
Oh,
okay.
Betty, keep going. You've got another 2 minutes if you need it.
I don't.
4. No, she's.
Okay,
Awesome.
Do
I
your-
love
Matt
that.
Law, quality of life. This was the month DDC came to tell us about the projects they're working on. I'm not gonna go into great detail. I'll tell you the completion dates as of now. So for Nassau Street, Rosa Junior, this was gonna be completed by August 2026. Greenwich Street, they're gonna be completed by August 2026. Mason Street is completion June 30th, 2026. Trinity Place, for those of us who live over on my side of the world, you know that Rector Street has been closed and will be closed, Rector between Trinity and Broadway, 2 years, unfortunately. And the project is supposed to be completed by 2029. It's all about infrastructure. You want details, look at the YouTube video. They'll be back in January.
And there was one that was completed.
Yeah, South Street between Fulton and Dunbar.
Okay. And so everybody knows all the construction things that we get to the office get posted on either Facebook or Twitter. So if people are looking to find, they can either sign up on their own to get the construction updates, or they can read either social media. And thank you, Pat.
Welcome. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays next. Hey,
Let's,
Youth and Ed, Tricia. Tricia's not here, so.
I would suggest give it a Morton.
Morton, were you at the meeting?
Yeah, yesterday, we talked about PS 150 traffic safety. We had the president or co-president of the CPA. He reported they don't have a traffic agent or a crossing guard. The main concern is there's no crosswalk across Trinity Place and Edgar Street. He was told by the DOT that they can't have a crosswalk on the north side because of a curb cut or a loading zone on the east side of Trinity Place. On that side, where the crosswalk on that side would go. I know, when I was there a couple of years ago, I was told by a DOT person that they could put a crosswalk there, but maybe that was 2 years ago and it could change. That's a concern because that's where a lot of kids come every morning, coming from the east side in Fidei or City Hall area. They cross the street on Trinity Place, and there are a lot of express buses that are coming up that street. There's also not a really good place for the school bus to drop off in the morning and pick up, pick up in the afternoon. And there was no signage, that indicated that was a school, which to me is odd because, I know there's signage down the street where if I pronounce it right, is it Lemon School is, up further down the street towards the Battery, and there's signage that's been there forever for Lamont School, so I don't know why there can't be signage for PS 150. So, this is an ongoing situation that's lasted now for at least 3 or 4 years, and I think we didn't have a quorum last night, and I think we'll work on a resolution regarding that, to try to somehow get this corrected.
Perfect, thank you, Morton. Moving on.
I did that extemporaneously, though.
Very good.
Extemporaneous and accurate.
Tammy,
Alan?
Tammy?
Yes, Betty?
want to make a comment?
Hold on, Betty. Yep, go ahead, Betty.
There was a CB1 resolution passed about a year and a half, 2 years ago. It is well known, and it's been said over and over again, there cannot be a crosswalk on the south side of the street, Edgar Street
Correct.
across Trinity. So that's very clear, and that hasn't changed from the DOT or anywhere else. I don't know where the
And what-
confusion is on that issue, but we have a CB1 resolution that's been passed.
And Morton, the reason is, there's no place for the crosswalk to land.
Yeah.
There's a loading dock directly across the street. So the only place that you can put a crosswalk on Trinity is up a little further north by Exchange.
I
That's it.
understand, but I personally was told, standing right there, a couple of years ago, by someone from the DOT, that they could figure out a way to put a crosswalk.
No,
Well, they
they
can't.
came to the community board and said there is no, it is illegal for them to put a crosswalk into a loading dock because it's a curb cut and the trucks go in, that they couldn't. Further north, yes. Where they have it on the south side of Edgar Street, yes. That's where the two crosswalks are.
Okay, it was.
I hear ya.
The alignment of the buildings and the loading dock, everything was all there when I was standing there. Maybe he was mistaken and I didn't understand the problem, but that's what.
They've come since,
Okay.
they've said no.
Okay.
We have a resolution, there are other things that Community Board 1 is on record and gave them a letter affirming an open street permit to allow them to close the north side of Edgar Street. And for some reason, even though that's what DOT told us to do, 150 applied for it, we said yes, DOT turned them down.
Right. I was told about the Edgar Street problem, that they were concerned about, emergency vehicles and backing up traffic on, what is the street, the next street past west of Trinity Way. I'm facing on it, right?
Greenwich.
Little Street.
Yeah.
Greenwich.
So, that's something that was, that came up 2 years ago, and that was the excuse about that at that time.
Well, we'll try again, but I think it's gonna be important to have that discussion with all the resolutions, as Benny noted, in place. So if you need them, again, we'll have the office forward them back to the committee. Okay, anybody else, Rosa?
Is a, crosswalk at the southern edge of Stanton County. We are comfortable.
We actually asked them to evaluate that, yeah. And right now Exchange is closed and they were working on construction in that area, so there was no way to take a look or study because the whole street and everything was closed. So that's the whole.
That was. It's the Arlene County.
Yeah, and we have I have no idea whether that's actually been demapped or not, but we can check. Let's work with Betty on Exchange and figure that one out.
Okay, because
I kind of remember it, but I don't remember why.
It feels like it's honestly like wide, so
Mhm.
it's like significantly narrower than
A car and a truck can get up and down that street.
Right.
Yeah, all right. So again, Morton, I challenge Desi and you and Trisha and Rosa to work with Betty and get everything together. And then Lucy and Zach will get help with that. All right, next committee.
And the office helped, the PTA president, get that meeting with the, DOT Borough Commissioner, so.
Oh,
we'll
that's right.
Continue to facilitate where we need this.
Okay. Let's go with the slide straight for.
Go ahead,
Alice.
just head up the slide. So, okay, so we'll start with the bird review. Thanks very much to Christine Dimick for getting the Bird Alliance, which is formerly the Audubon Society, to come and speak to us. It's something that we've covered before in this committee and actually written resolutions to try to promote bird safety through kinds of treatments to glass. I'm sure you're aware of these tiny little types of decals that could be put on windows, which have been used. So yeah, some incredible, 25 million birds, 350 species, some incredible statistics. Next slide were provided. The light attracts and disorients. Of course, downtown, we have a lot of light, and this was reminded to us, this is something that's of course a problem, but that's kind of the fact. And so best to try to deal with the glass that we've got. Next slide. And so they gave this fantastic location map of where these collisions unfortunately happen, and this group called D-Bird, which exists, which is where you need to go as a site to, when you see a dead bird, to let them know so that they can see the areas where these things congregate. And I think we have a slide that shows you one. But anyway, it's called D-Bird, very simple to remember. Next slide. And that's an example of what they consider success with certain buildings that you see noted there with this type of decal on the glass. Next slide. And then, what community board one can do. And one of the things they can do is exactly what our friend Zach did, which was extraordinary, to actually get this woodcock the day after this meeting and bring it to the site of the, what was it called again? The Wild Bird Fund up on the Upper West Side. So that's it for that. Of course, it's always YouTube. And then we have the resolution on the, oh, sorry, Mark.
Yes, I've been following this issue for a long time.
Yeah.
Ruined all day for a while, knows I'm an animal lover. I know Deborah Click actually had like a town hall on this some years ago.
Yeah.
I think there was supposed to be legislation, I'm not sure whatever transpired with that. But in lieu of all that, maybe next month, can we actually advocate for a resolution that they should mandate at least the decal part? I mean, putting in those windows on is terribly expensive, I get it, but at least the mandate that new buildings or.
I think that exists in New York City. I believe
Developments.
Yeah, new development.
New developments, but I see what you're saying is mandate that maybe Brookfield puts a retrofit. That you can easily put these, not just decals, but it's like a film. And they did it on the bridge. So we need to do it. Absolutely.
Every building should have it, but not, maybe for existing construction, maybe we can do like a two thing.
Yeah, let me send you the resolution we have from a few months ago. Take a look, see where you want to alter, not alter it, but add to
One
that.
specific to put in at least the city limits.
So, and then you're welcome to come to the committee meeting and we can, just let me see it, I'll put it on the agenda. If it makes sense. Okay, yeah, no, it is.
Horrible.
All right,
It could be so easier.
yeah, thank
All
you.
right.
What? So,
Let's keep going.
So the resolution before you, I just put up a few slides in case anyone didn't understand it, and I tried to include these plans you see in the resolution itself. But this was the battery, I reviewed it last month in terms of what the park is basically redesigned. And so this is your opportunity to weigh in on what that design might look like. And we were given two alternatives. We actually didn't favor the one that was presented by the Department of Parks and EDC, Economic Development Corporation, but favored the one that was the alternative because it had less flood walls and more greenery and a better pedestrian path. And so the resolution for you has identified many of the committee's thoughts, also other members of the public. And so that's what's, before you give any questions, happy to answer them. And there's another couple of slides if you want to see. Next slide. That is their proposed design, which doesn't move the carousel, which doesn't move the urban farm. We prefer the one that does relocate the carousel, of course, keeping these treasured parts of the park, but making them slightly different to allow for much less of an impactful resiliency feature. For example, removing an entire floodgate, not to mention for the cost of it. So we're hopeful that they will come back to us with many of the things that we've identified on this list and hope it's helpful to the designers. Okay, so that's it. Any questions?
Can you do a big, this is what they're proposing?
We're proposing, and that's what we felt, the alternative study that's not pursued, you'll see that they actually call out the differences. So here, the relocation of the carousel, a larger for a larger landform footprint. Well, that's better than having less landform. The relocated urban farm allows that the bikeway is now, and the pedestrian path is now inside the park. Right now, any of you know, on the northern end of the park, you could get killed when you're walking along that very beautiful wooded pathway, which is in fact only for bikes. And Laura Starr was at our meeting and spoke up kindly and said, you know, ideally, she was the designer, they wanted to have the pedestrians on that path, we couldn't get it to work. So maybe now's an opportunity, and we propose systems of like, do you make something called a road diet? You'll see this in the resolution. It means thinning out the road. Or do you move the wall, the boundary wall on the north side, so that you can get more space for a pedestrian path? So it's an extraordinary opportunity for us to make certain things or features that didn't work in the park as well as we'd like better. And so that we think they're more encompassed in their alternative two that they didn't pursue than an alternative one.
Do you think we have a shot?
Yes, I think, you know.
Okay, good.
Let's think positive.
Great.
So.
Can I call the question?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes. Eric, you. With the, proposed placement for the carousel, that wouldn't be on top of the subway structure, right? Because that looks like, I remember for where they wanted to do the back, where there's a loop track. Could that be a reason why they don't want to?
No, I don't think so, because they didn't identify it as such. Otherwise, it would have been
They would have said.
no way, you know? Yeah, good question. We had 10.
So I just want to, thank you. Where it says hardscape should be minimized, I actually would like to have it say that the oval lawn should be maximized to as large as possible.
Well, I don't think that quite captures that the hardscapes throughout the park should be minimized. We could add that, particularly at entrance in the proposed plaza should be eliminated in favor of greenscape. So in other words, it's exactly identifying what you've said. Greeted by the batteries, greensward, that's a term that Laura Starr, landscape architects use, which means greening as much as you can of that entry as we know it today, where you walk in and you have that huge oval in front of you. I think that captures it, but I'm happy to add something else.
I would also, that addresses the entry plaza, but I'd like to very specifically say, because the oval lawn as they have it now is less than half the size.
We have that.
What's existing,
It's
so
there, I
under
think.
green space and park character, I'd like to actually
reiterate.
repeat here.
But it's here already, we say.
Right, but I'm talking, therefore be it resolved.
But what you,
Where you have green space and park character.
okay, go ahead.
To reach, to keep,
Conservancy involved in this, these discussions.
yes, and
you know,
the Battery Conservancy did not take an official position. They weren't happy about any of it. And they didn't feel that the time was right because they don't have the other buildings. And, quite frankly, we have a new president, and the question is, do you try and retain what you got, or do you try and redesign the entire thing so it has the character of what we have now, just in a different design?
So to answer your
They need to
question,
go on record.
also Elizabeth,
And we will be discussing, I will bring that up at the board meeting, which is next week.
I just wanted to also say, Elizabeth, that I actually put in our resolution the date that the Conservancy found out about this plan, so that we have a record of it.
But there's all this stuff with the Conservancy, though, that the executive director was not well for a long time, we were looking for replacements, there was a search committee, so things may have all of.
Oh, there's no,
But I think now that's been resolved.
Hope was, their operations director was at every meeting.
Absolutely.
So Hope was at all the working group meetings. Not happy about any of it because they're tearing everything apart, right, when they've gotten the park to the perfect spot of how they have it. So it's not ideal, but I think, what Alice is trying to say fits really well with the timing of what's happening for the battery. If we're gonna tear it apart,
yes,
let's redo it. Let's not say, oh, we have to keep this bike path where it is because it's historic. It's historic from where we are in the last 20 years. Let's keep all the things that we like and just redo it so we can maximize the green instead of.
I have what may be.
State your name.
Christine Dimick,
Thank
thank you. I have what may be a stupid question, but I hope not. Is that in looking at what has happened over in Battery Park and now here over in Battery, I'm wondering is how many proposals are looked at, like when we get something that's like this, that everyone is very unhappy with, that do they go back and look at, maybe someone else would have a better solution? Has that been done in this
No.
case? Because it wasn't done in Battery Park City.
They don't.
They don't, they haven't.
No.
I think we are at a different vantage point because of funding. Let's be honest, Battery Park City self-funded through bonding on its own.
Yeah.
So they didn't feel the need to change or listen, they could downshift and go forward. And they were very consistent in that goal. Here, the funding is dependent on city, state, and federal. So right now, they're sort of stuck at design, so we do have an opportunity to really take a look at this and ask for other things that have not been looked at to be looked at.
And I hope that's clear in the resolution. I mean, that was really what the committee discussed at large, and I
Could they
think that's
put
an
in
important
another
point.
group though, Alice, like the.
They.
New mayor, new man in the chair.
It can be done.
I think it should be
Because
looked
I
at.
feel where there's a will, there's a way. And sometimes people just don't.
New
care
man
to
in
do
the
that.
chair. Let's see what the man
I
says.
just want to ask one thing. Elizabeth, was your point, did you want to add anything about the Conservancy being more part of the picture here? Because I don't have that, we don't have that.
Elizabeth Lewis.
I'm just trying to explain to you why they were maybe not part of it.
Oh, we're, yeah.
They need to make themselves an entity be part of it for now, because, you know, I still do meetings to them without them.
we couldn't agree more. We've been very much, maybe I wasn't clear. The reason I entered into the resolution, the fact they were only notified a year ago is just that there was very little engagement with both, it seemed, the Conservancy and the community board and the community at large. And that's what this resolution is attempting to begin that process a little more formally.
We can add.
I accept that amendment.
We're gonna add Elizabeth Lewinson's amendment where it says, where we thank Maury Price and Battery for their extraordinary leadership, that new leadership should be included in plans and be in new designs.
Be part of the process.
You were included in the process, yeah. Okay, anybody else? Thanks very much for.
All the questions? Second.
Okay.
If you were not here for a prior vote, we're gonna do this by vote for affirmation. Please raise your hand, stand, say your last name and your vote.
Russo, yes?
Anybody else not here for a prior vote? Fantastic. So vote by affirmation. Are there any in opposition? Are there any abstentions? Any recusals?
Sean Scott up. You got my vote.
Sean Scott.
Yep, got you, Sean Scott.
Thanks.
Dawn Scott.
Dawn.
And then any abstentions or recusals? Okay, thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, how many favors we got? Well,
Everybody except for Sean.
so that's 30.
34.
Okay. Good.
Okay. All right.
So I guess I'm next.
Yes.
Jeff Galloway for Battery Park City Committee report. I'll do a very brief summary. We have no resolutions and we want to get out here on a record time.
I'm working it, yeah.
New
There we
record.
go.
Our meeting actually lasted about 2.5 hours, even though we did not have resolutions. We had, most of the time was discussion of the North Battery Park City Resiliency Project. A very lengthy discussion on engagement and how to better engage with the community, how to update the website so that a lot of us get a lot of the same questions over and over again regarding schedule, regarding what's going to be torn up, where, what the project is going to look like. And all this information is actually on the Battery Park City Authority website, but it's not really easily findable. Especially things like schedule, some very simple things like, when are you going to start? How long is it going to take? Those kinds of things. And the authority representatives there did say that they were in the process of revamping the website. And in fact, it has been partially revamped already. But in any event, we spent a lot of the meeting talking about engagement related issues. One of the things that we also talked about is their hiring of the independent environmental monitor. And that's going to be the subject of our joint meeting with the environmental committee in December. So those of you who are concerned about environmental related issues, please make an effort to attend that meeting where we will be working on a resolution to define the scope of the work and so forth. And this was a subject that was also discussed at the working group meeting that our elected officials described last week. And the authority said they were committed to doing the monitor in the way that we have all articulated so far. So that's encouraging news. There is a summary of the schedule on the South project as well. They are somewhat behind schedule on the battery part of it, the Pier A related part. There was some serious sort of flooding issues in underground that they're working on resolving. They're now, pardon?
Sorry, he was asking me something
Oh,
that I
okay.
screamed out, sorry.
Okay, so to resume, the Pier A and battery related work on the South project is now scheduled to be completed by May. Hopefully they will meet that schedule because it'd be nice to have that area open. And for any other information, watch the YouTube, full 2.5 hours of discussion.
Jeff, I have a question. Then maybe Alice.
Bob Townley.
Bob Townley. Left tackle. Speak the word. I've been asked by the Atlantic, the sailing people in between Battery Park City and Pier 25 to get an answer. And we don't have to have that answer today, but they are worried about having to close their operation.
Thank you.
Due to, and I told them I thought that it would not close because the construction's gonna be near,
Bob,
BMCC.
the
Yeah.
permits have to be issued by the Hudson River Park Trust.
Right,
And the Hudson River Park Trust is the one who has the power to push back on how much space or work with.
right.
So this is something that we've talked to Assemblymember Glick's office
Right.
about as well. Because we don't want to lose all of the mooring fields, we will have to lose some.
We will have to lose some more in fields.
Temporarily, we would like them all to come back, but who's gonna mitigate and put them back
Yeah.
is the
You
question
mean
that has
the
not.
borings themselves? I don't mean to take up time on this, but it seems related.
Yes,
And then will the other operations on Pier 25 and 26 be impacted by resiliency?
supposedly not,
Yeah.
but
So-
there's,
So the-
honestly, the only one who knows is the Hudson, those
Yeah, yeah,
are conversations between the two that.
And
we're not
do we
hearing.
take that on our agenda? Because
We have.
the sailing boys, they went to a meeting and they really are besides themselves and they run a beautiful operation. So keep them in your work.
We have been fighting for them and we've.
Yeah, thank you.
We're getting a lot of, we'll see what we can do.
Who says that?
BPCA,
Because they might have to take some of the mooring fields out of, they have some rights over the mooring fields at 25, between
they
25.
have no rights to anything,
Working with
the
Hudson
Hudson River Park Trust has the rights for all of it and has to
For the
grant
mooring
them,
field, yeah.
has to grant them access.
Right, so they may need some in-water construction that takes away some of the
Like
moorings.
barges and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, I lived there. I remember the barges from 9/11. Okay, thank you
Talk
for that.
offline with Jeff.
Yeah,
Because
but
Jeff
thank
can
you for
help
that.
catch you up to date on that.
Yeah, and I'll relay it to the people at the sailing school. Maybe they can give them some space over between 26 on the other side. Because they do have a very great operation for years. It was not sustainable, but they figured it out and they take a lot of people sailing. A lot.
Yeah, no, it's an important
North-
resource,
North-
especially because.
the-
And I tell them you're worried.
Bob, the
Yeah.
North Cove Sailing Club, we helped facilitate a dialogue with them so they would be able to move and retain some membership to Pier 25. So if Pier 25 Sailing Club gets closed, that's a double hit for the public.
I didn't know there was other sailing clubs at 25 this season. I thought there was just Atlantic.
No, this season is just Atlantic, but
Yeah.
Atlantic has been talking to the membership of the North Cove Sailing Club so they could work with them.
It's easy peasy. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you.
But if the Hudson River Park Trust and the Battery Park City Authority wipes them both out, then you essentially wiped out all sailing clubs on the west side of Manhattan because the one uptown has closed.
Well, there's also Pier 40 too. There's mooring field at Pier 40. And that's for Gocta.
Jeff, if you can catch Bob up and look at the plans, that'd be great.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Last,
Thank you, guys.
8:12.
Yeah.
We're not even 2 hours in, we're on our last resolution. So let's let Jason take it home for us.
Okay, so I'm gonna take both of these together, and Lucy or someone has a couple of slides, so we're gonna go with,
And this
Building
has to-
400 on Governor's Island, which is actually 3 buildings plus a ferry landing, plus a arrival place. But what we were talking mostly about was the work they're doing on buildings L, M, and O of Liggett Hall.
Yes.
So why don't we move to another
What are
slide?
you showing here?
This is, some sort of an arrival, like a
Is this something
Yankee
that
pier.
you're reviewing or this?
Well, not this, right? This, yes, this, not this, just to be clear, this is some climate change
Yeah,
building in the past. So what we're really reviewing is this arrival at Yankee Pier, okay, but, this is what the vision of it is.
This is a window.
Okay, next slide. There's gotta be another slide. Okay, this is quite a major part of the project too, though, Alice. So this is this courtyard today, which is a parking lot.
No, I know.
No, this
I'm on-
place, okay,
I'm on
good.
the board, but I just was curious on what you are actually, what the board is actually, I thought it was just
Yeah.
building 400.
No, it's not.
And
It's
they are-
actually not.
Okay, so it's
Okay.
this plaza.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even call this a plaza. I would call it more like a quad. And I think that we found it, a little bit over-designed, but not enough to kind of push back into a no, don't do anything thing and not become too designy.
What does
But-
it mean over design?
Well, it's, it could easily be more like your traditional quad where you're not giving
As
like,
they say.
stay here and go here and, it could have just been a lawn. It could have been, but we're not
Right.
designers. So it also has some new lighting components. A lot of the work is to restore this U-shaped building. It's very good work. So, generally, we were in favor of it with a couple of minor comments that were in the kind of whereases. Was there even another slide or no?
Yeah.
For this one? Okay, so this is another kind of like arrival, but we weren't at this, I don't know what that is. We didn't talk 1 second about this. We talked about this. We talked about, this is kind of a gray zone. Now I look at it, I'm not sure if we approve this or this is more part of this building. Maybe a little bit more clarity would be good if you have a relationship with them, but certainly we didn't see much detailing on this, so I would say it's not. Okay, so that's the first one. That's building 400. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Eric,
Yeah.
so, what are we commenting on? The layout? I mean,
Yeah, I would think, I'll
Everything
on the lighting.
Everything, because this is the historic area.
Right.
Okay,
Building 400 is, the climate exchange. It is sections L, M, N, and O of Liggett Hall where it connects. It is the whole complex area that you're talking about. That's right here.
Yeah.
a concern I have, practical concern is that I don't see any drains
Oh.
in the surface. It's all, what do you call it?
Impermeable.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You'll have heavy rains, it'll just be flowing. I mean, I just don't see where the water would go.
Rated?
Okay,
Yeah.
it's very, I know you've been to the island. You
Yes.
know the area where you arrive, I don't know what it's called, but like it's got.
Yankee Pier.
No, once you walk through these big buildings and it's this, and then you can go on to the slides and stuff. It's got the same form in the way they, but I agree with you, that's really not something that we even touch upon, drainage, it's like a civil engineering thing, but we could say we have concerns about it.
What would have been helpful,
Francis, thank you.
what would have been helpful is to have a before picture so we would know what you were dealing with.
I got you on that, and they probably had that in the deck. It's probably pretty barren, and there's probably just a chain fence here, and that was some of the
No,
things
I
that,
mean-
now, it's not exactly the prettiest part. Okay,
No,
any more questions on this?
How many more slides do you have?
No more, just.
No more,
it,
that's
it.
all we have. I-
We're just gonna cover this, and then we're gonna cover the easy one, 269, so easy. Yes, Cody,
That quad,
Cody, state your name.
Cody line.
yeah,
The quad is seriously busy.
yes,
It's what?
It's a little,
busy, it's
Can
a
you
lot
go
going on.
back to the quad?
Go back to the quad, that was the second, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
it's like, you're so right about it just being a lawn.
Yeah.
But
But, sorry.
That's what it is.
But understand, right now, what it is a parking lot
Right.
They're looking to create more of a campus,
What they did now.
college campus educational center, so.
'Cause that's
what-
what's over next to it, right?
Because that's what the climate exchange will be.
Yeah.
It's part of Stony Brook University.
I went there.
And, you know, it has partnerships with a lot of different things. So what they're looking to do is to transform the area to be a quad. That's exactly what they're looking to do, is to not open lawn park space, but to have, as you can tell, there's seating and it mirrors what you would find in, yeah, there's seating in there. Take a look.
It's portable seating. It's like they create a place and then they put seats there.
And they
And we
move the
left a little
seats.
bit, I think, in the resolution to say we don't love it, and maybe the greater commission will also agree, but like Tammy said, it's like, it's a parking lot. Yeah.
Reminded.
But all right, I'm gonna, hold on, Vicky,
Yeah.
announce your name, please.
Yeah, Vicky, announce your name.
Cameron, co-chair of Landmarks. So just to let everyone know, we did have a discussion with them, a lengthy discussion about how busy this is, how people engage with this courtyard, because it is surrounded by McKinney and White buildings, one of America's greatest architects.
Right.
This is a backdrop that will not be found anytime soon anywhere. And we wanted them to be very respectful and cognizant of this background, right? And their insertion into it. So we did, they were it is SOM. They came with, you know, a
Higgins
lot of.
Quays Bar.
Where's
Higgins Quays Bar came with
Right,
SOM.
with SOM was working on this thing with their landscape architect, so lots of people came, they were very receptive. And I think in the end, they did understand that, for example, my objection was that this reminded me of the Brooklyn,
I put outlet center.
pardon?
I put an outlet center.
That's right, like the Brooklyn Bridge Parks, I thought this was just a lost maze of greenery, and I didn't think that was necessarily the best or most appropriate solution. So we did bring it up, we were, you know, vociferous about it, polite, but we did bring it up, just for your guys.
Yes, okay, let's
Next.
go around the room, right? Let's
Yep.
just go around. Yep,
Christine.
Christine.
Of note, this is the climate, school. I'm not seeing anything really telling me that there's anything climate.
They didn't
Well,
show us, they don't want to show us.
Let's not do that, but,
There's no, I mean, there's a lot of things, there's. no-
well, they're reusing this building.
It's
That's
historic.
Good.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'd say that's pretty good. Okay,
I'm-
noted, but
Thank
I mean, noted, yeah.
I was about to say,
It's not good enough for
Yeah.
you.
Well, it could be, you could say materials and stuff, but
I don't even see a water fountain, like a refillable water, like.
you're going too deep into the we don't see refillable water.
Landmarks is about.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not that.
Okay, but.
You should come and say that.
You know,
We brought it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
stop. Let's find, stop, because we want to make some order
Yep.
before it goes up.
okay,
Jeff.
I'm just waiting for people to stop talking.
Yeah. Jeff?
Vicky, Jeff.
Okay, Jeff Galloway. I was about to say the opposite of what Christine was saying, that certainly a lawn would be anti-climate. I mean, there's nothing less green than a lawn. And this looks to me like an effort to have native species, pollinator,
Yeah.
landscape and so forth. In terms of the configuration of people, I'm not a designer either, so I don't know, whether it's, but my only point is I would avoid saying we prefer a lawn, because that would be.
Okay, I don't
far
think we
worse
said
than
that.
what-
If we said it, we could strike it. We don't prefer a lawn. Okay, next, Tammy.
So I did note, because I looked through the slide deck, from the YouTube, that they were doing reclaimed seawall block.
Yep, that's at Yankee Pier.
From the outside for the walls, and then they were doing wood deck pathways.
Yep.
Um,
No, here's the
It's in their presentation.
Here's the wood deck. The materials they talked about it. There were 70 pages, 4 of them about materials. We try to kind of, we don't want to bore everybody. Everyone got in love with architecture here. Why don't we go on to the next one if we're done?
Yeah.
I mean, because we can talk about this
Keep
after.
going.
too.
No, we gotta keep going.
269 Water Street. This is such a sweet project that was stolen from me somehow. It's just a new building right in the middle of this block.
Where is it?
How contextual is that? Water Street in the Seaport. I don't need to tell you guys,
Next.
that's a
to
contextual building.
But
Next
building
to
right
what?
there, where there's an arrow coming
This,
down.
this piece of garbage, let's forget about it, and let's look at all these, babe. Okay, anyway, you make
Right
it.
across from it, I know that building.
Are you
So
trying
what's the committee's point of view?
Yeah, this is a one-story garage building right now, okay?
Yeah.
This to me looks like a building from the, early 20th century possibly, right?
Yeah.
So we like it.
We like it. We all like it.
It's unusually contextual.
That's
I
correct.
don't normally see that, right?
Theoretically.
So, but the cornice is a little bit small, so we told them to make it bigger.
And they agree.
Yeah, they're gonna do it, Darren.
Darren Charcuti.
Yeah.
Jason, what is your opinion on the construction of that building, just potential disruption to the school around,
Oh, interesting. It's across the street, and I don't think it's a big deal. I would say the school, you're probably right. What, the school ends maybe here?
Yeah, it's
Maybe
gonna
it's
end
only
around
like-
Mark Joseph, something like that.
Ends at Mark Joseph's?
Maybe a little.
I
past
wouldn't be an issue. They're known to be good neighbors. They
Minimal.
built other properties, this group.
But Landmark doesn't opine on.
Well, there's TPN 1099, which is 10 whatever 89, where you have to give notice and put your, detection things.
Yeah,
and
monitors.
This doesn't
vibrations.
strike me as a terribly troubling spot. Susan?
Maybe you could just put in that.
To be monitored for storage.
Because
Yes.
it is so close to.
Can we add that with follow
You
all
know,
the
this
storage?
is, and that's mandated by the codes.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't mind saying.
we'll say it. I'll give you the language, TPN.
I like
Yeah.
to
It's a
do.
complete new building on the lot that was.
I like
You don't have to, it's written in the law.
I don't know.
There's
There's
a-
no-
Guys, stop, stop,
Right.
stop. We've descended down to crosstalk
Right.
all around the table. The recording will be wicked messed up.
Right.
It's definitely not helping Jason as he's running back and forth behind me, nor anybody else. So if you've got something to say, please, I feel like a school teacher, just put your hand up.
Everyone's
And
excited.
Jason, just
You got it?
wait.
Okay.
Jason, just wait.
Yep,
Christine, you go first,
Right.
and then Mark Amaruso.
right.
And then I have something. to say.
Go ahead.
Christine Demick, I lived across at 264, which
Okay.
was condemned.
Okay.
But
okay.
I'm talking about it's a new build, someone brought up the point about it causing vibration and causing issue. Is there an issue with that? Has it been explored?
It's not an issue because there's a law that they have to follow.
Okay.
And they will follow it, but we're gonna put in the resolution that they must follow it. Good. Mark,
It's
And then on-
PPN 1988.
there you go.
Yes.
PPN number 19 of 1988, which stipulates exactly what type of monitoring needs to be done in new buildings in historic districts and monitoring the adjacent buildings.
So we
Does-
can't take these.
Stop, we're not
Why?
gonna take them, we're
Okay.
not taking these together.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any other questions about 269 water?
Yeah. And won't they be coming before?
Pat Moore.
Pat?
Oh, Pat Moore. Won't they be coming before quality of life when they start construction?
Probably
Why
not.
would they though? I'm
No.
curious why.
It's an as-of-right building. They only come
No.
to landmarks because it's a landmark space.
All right, so if people have complaints, then they'll.
Then they'll file.
Then
a
we'll
new
come
one.
up to you.
Yeah.
Then we'll
All right.
come back.
So any other comments on 269 water?
Call the question.
Second.
Okay, this one is a vote by affirmation. Are there any opposed to 269 water? Hearing no oppositions, it's a vote by affirmation. Are there any recusals? Vera Sung recused.
Did I lose
And
my
our-
vote personally?
He's doing the committee. He cannot do both. Just trust me on that. All right,
Everyone recused.
recused. Vera Sung recused.
Oh, thank
Okay,
Eric refuses that.
motion passes. All right, now, we are going back to the governor's island one,
Mhm.
because there were questions.
Back to the island.
If we need to, I can share the original shots that came up in committee of what the pier looks like now and what they're turning it to. Because it is about Division Road and Yankee Pier Arrival that they are transforming, which were the pictures that Jason showed. So if you go to the picture that's up there now, that is Division Road with the Yankee Pier Arrival on the right and the building on the left.
These are the buildings, I believe, right, Kevin? Back here are LM and O.
Correct.
And this is
It's-
not at all
that is the
part of
climate
what we're doing. We have
That's
nothing
the
to do with
brand
that.
new climate center that has no landmarks or anything. It's just the parts of the historic buildings of Liggett Hall that we are looking at and how they're transforming the
So what
courtyard.
does the second slide have to do with this?
The second slide, go to the second slide. If you looked, as Jason pointed out, the buildings that you saw in the distance were Liggett Hall. This is Liggett Hall.
Placing all the windows, rehabilitating the entire building, changing the parking lot in the middle to more of a sitting
That's the
area.
parking lot.
Those are the major moves being made to these, McKim, and White buildings that are currently vacant and not.
And Jason and Vicky, I'm gonna say for the record, next time for something this big and
Yeah.
this crazy, you need more slides to bring the board along. And the board members, if you've got this many questions,
Come to the
should
meeting.
really look. You don't have to go to the meeting, although that would be the best, because your questions get answered, but at least look at the slides. Because their slide deck was 97.
We had it reduced to 60,
Yes,
but yeah.
Yes,
State your name.
Susan Cole.
yes.
Pat has, what Pat can't,
Put together.
yes, fathom is where this is in relationship to the first slide.
Okay, so
Can you
let me,
explain that?
yes, I can.
No.
It doesn't look like that, but.
I can't tell how these two slides.
All right, hold on a second. Let me figure out how to get this to help you.
Stop sharing.
Yeah. I'm gonna hate the fact that I am. Okay, Pat,
Yes.
take a look.
Point to me.
So
Whereas.
what you're looking at now,
Yeah, maybe nice job.
thank you, is Liggett Terrace, right? And the section that's over here on the right is the section that we're looking at, the Liggett Courtyard that is currently now a parking lot.
So
where
where
it
those
says
trees are is where the parking lot is.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
The whole thing.
No
Correct.
trees, no
They're
green.
gonna take down those trees?
No,
There are no trees there.
So why do we have
Right.
that slide?
so this is the historic
So you-
images. I'm gonna slide through pretty quickly, because again, this was done at committee. I'm just saying.
I don't need to see all of them.
All right, I'm rolling through. This is what it looks like currently.
That's
See the trees that are there in the parking lot?
You agree, yeah.
All right, the trees are being retained and they're turning it into this courtyard. Okay, so
Yeah.
that should give people a better perspective of what we're talking about.
Wow, nice windows.
But I
Yep.
still don't understand how the first photo, the first.
Hold on, I'll get you there. I'll get you there. Okay, arcade restorations. Everybody's good with what you now see for, here's that diagram, right? The trees are still in place. There's no more parking lot. We've gone from parking lot to
Wow,
this,
nice.
okay?
No prison.
I'm rolling along. They had close-ups of interiors.
We got between the buildings.
Right, okay, so here I am rolling along. Okay, so on the right gives you the proposed courtyard, the existing parking lot, and the historic, so that gives you
Lovely.
context for that.
Yeah.
She's getting
All right, so now I'm getting you, and that's,
It's cold.
Motion to
that's
vote?
the edge of it.
Motion to vote.
Do we need to do Division Road at all?
No one's.
I don't understand how else I get it, because the first.
Right, just ask one question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Alice Blank.
Thank you. It's really helpful, and I couldn't agree with Tammy more on something this scale. Please err on the side of inclusion. We can always just flip through. But could you just describe the suburban mall aesthetic that's being referred to here? I'm not quite sure I understand it. Well, it's appearing in your resolution, and I don't know what you're referring to. External that in. Well, you're right.
Call the question.
Wait.
No, we had some questions here.
Suburban mall, I think it was, it might have been his reference to backyard, landscape design resolution. We wanted it a little more formal and less.
Can we maybe describe what it is that you're objecting to as a committee? Because I don't know what that, I mean, I'm not sure what.
Suburban mall
It's like-
outlet does not describe what the concerns are.
Yeah,
Some
it's like
people like suburban malls, some people don't.
I just know what that means. A suburban mall is a completely is not, is this, I don't understand how. like, just brings nothing to mind, at least for me. I don't know if
He
somebody
has
else
to
gets.
go, so we can strike that.
Betty has her hand up.
Strike it off.
Betty has her hand up. Joe Werner has his hand up.
Okay, go ahead. Really have.
No,
So-
it's just, yeah.
Okay, Joe. Joe,
Two observations on the lawn. There's no shade area, and I think the trees are overwhelming the park itself. That's my two observations.
thank you very much, Mr. Lerner.
No shade, in the summer, who's gonna sit there?
But Joe, there are trees that provide shade right now there. And they have indoor walkways there, so there are trees for shade that are,
Well, I don't see it, but whatever.
You can't, it's in the other rendering, Joe, but there are trees.
It's in the other
Right.
rendering. Thank you.
you're welcome. So
Oh, just a
Vicky's
minute.
Vicky's
Wait,
going.
no, but I think that, we did not, this was a complicated project, so again, we ask everyone to come to the committee. The Suburban Outlet Mall might be a reference to, some of the detail, pardon?
Woodbury Commons,
No,
Woodbury Commons.
right, but so it was a reference to the lack of details that we saw in their proposed replacement of doors and windows. And they're just flat metal panels.
Yes.
And we spoke to them about putting some moldings to create some depth and shadows. And they absolutely agreed, had no problem doing it. And that's what I think Jason.
That's what
meant.
it refers to.
Okay, so then that is.
That's not what it says, so if you can say that.
That is what we're gonna put in,
Yes.
exactly.
But,
So
but remember,
hold on a
the suburban mall appears twice in here, and in the whereas, it's clearly not talking about windows or anything like that. It's talking about.
Tell
Where-
read it,
where-
Jeff.
Well, whereas the land, it's talking about the landscape plan. The landscape plan and lighting and signage plan for the Liggett Courtyard is a major improvement from an existing car parking lot to an open meeting space that connects buildings L and N O. And perhaps too busy with all its pathways and meeting platforms, more like a suburban outlet.
We'll
mall
just strike
And less
suburban.
like a university quadrant.
Let's just
Okay. he just-
strike it.
Yeah, strike that.
And then,
So we're gonna leave it that we would,
Like the quad, like.
CB1
University, if you
likes
supporting a.
it
But
more
I'm not
like
sure what they want.
a.
It sounds like they want a lawn.
Yes.
Which speaking for me, I would oppose that in a climate related.
Well,
I think
But,
it-
but all we can clear it. They can manage both. It's a huge dang space.
That's exactly right.
So it says perhaps too busy with all the pathways and meeting platforms. And it says
That's it, stop.
CB1 prefers it more like a university quadrangle.
That's it.
but what does that mean?
Yeah, I have no idea what
So
that
it has a historical reference, so
They
it does.
they can
know
come
what
back
it
to
means.
it. And then
You know,
it-
it's fine.
Harvard Yard.
right, at the
Like Harvard
end,
Yard.
A
hold on.
lawn.
It's not necessarily because there are lots of quads that don't have lawns these days. And they have trees and they have climate friendly things and they have seating, et cetera.
Okay, take
All right,
it
hold
out.
on. At the last one, it's gonna say a character, that provides depth and character.
Which could include a lawn as well as pathways.
Detailed in replacement doors and windows, adding molding and historic, what'd you say?
No, adding moldings that would create a shadow and depth. Therefore.
Adding historic detail.
Maybe just get rid of the parenthetical in the whereas.
We spoke to them, they understand.
She's
they're
she's
serious
saying
that-
get rid of it in that, just get rid of it.
So, going back to this, in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th whereas, it says, towards the end, and perhaps too busy with all the pathways and meeting platforms, could be more like a university quadrangle. Just simple, just adding. Could
But a historical.
a
Historical.
university quadrangle,
Historical university
a
quadrant.
historic.
Yeah.
In other words, a lawn.
Right.
But
Sounds like a lawn to me.
He doesn't like
the
lawn.
trees are there, they're not chopping the trees down, that's all I'm saying.
Not at all.
All right, and then at the end, therefore be it resolved, Community Board One recommends approval of the above modifications to the ground floor storefront infill that provides depth and character, including detail in replacement doors and windows, adding
Correct.
molding to create shadow and depth and more historic detail.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Okay, so with that,
Call the question.
it's called and seconded, and
Roll call.
roll call.
Go
Mr.
to it,
Thompson.
Brendan.
All right, Amoruso,
Yeah.
Arden,
Yes.
No, Matt.
Arden, yes.
Blank,
No. Yes.
Cameron,
Yeah, yes.
Cassell, Chang, Chapman,
Chapman, yes.
Charcudian,
Charcudian, yes.
Poe,
Cole, yes.
Corman,
Foreman recuse.
Curtis,
Yes.
Dimick,
He's right.
Flores,
You have to.
Flores, Galloway,
Galloway, yes.
Goldstein,
Gone.
Hernandez,
Yeah.
Kay,
Okay, yes.
Capel, Lerner,
Lerner, yes.
Lewison, Lyon, Meltzer,
Meltzer, yes.
Minsley, Moore,
Four abstains.
I'm pretty sure.
Panya,
No.
Porchakori, Robinson,
Robinson, yes.
Scott, Sean Scott,
Sean Scott, yes.
Shear,
No.
Beersong,
Yes.
Thompson, yes. Townley,
Townley, yes.
you,
Eric, you, yes.
Zelter,
Zelter, yeah.
passes with 27 votes.
Woo! Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn at 8:40?
Yes.
Hold on.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
20 minutes, man.
Turkey burger.
Got it.
Gonna run into the building.
Jeff?
Thank you, everybody.
Embarrassed my whole life.